Hello everybody, my name is Tesson, you're the viewer, and sorry it's been a while since I've uploaded, but I'm still going strong, uploading one video a week. I've been doing it for like, God knows how long now, like 2-3 years or something like that. It's mad. But yeah, this is another Tesson Talks, way. And as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about a certain film that came out this week, and I mean, I'm just speechless talking. I mean, I'm going to be speechless talking about it. It's going to be hard to get the words out to describe how good this film is. All right, that film is Spider-Man: No Way Home. I've seen it twice. I saw it. Was it the day of release? And I saw it the day after as well. So I had two chances. I say two chances. I saw it twice, so the first time was obviously the first time seeing it, and the second time was me just chilling and watching it, and I don't know how to describe it. I can just chill with it and, like, you know, kind of be more in depth with it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna talk about spoilers, Spider-Man: No Way Home, because I don't get why people do non-spoiler reviews, and it just makes no sense to me. How can you do a non-spoiler review on a film where you have to talk about spoilers? I don't know, it's stupid. So, spoiler warning. Okay, if you haven't seen Spider-Man: No Way Home, you are stupid and you need to go see it now. But if you have seen it, please stay and hear what I have to say on the film. Right, now the people have gone, right, because they know the spoilers ahead. Let's do this. I don't want to talk ages on this because there's not a lot about it that I want to say, because it's I'm speechless now talking about it. I can't believe what I had witnessed. It's amazing. It's the best. You've probably seen reviews on it. It is the best Marvel film. I cannot stress that enough. It is the best Marvel film since probably Endgame, I think. Yeah, this Marvel film is the best Marvel film ever, and I'm so happy it is, and I'm so happy that it's a Spider-Man film. Do you know what I mean? Because you guys probably may or may not know, Spider-Man's my favourite superhero of all time, so it kind of makes sense that this film had to be the best one. So let's talk about the storyline before I get into the big major things. The storyline was basically Peter and his friends trying to get into, I think, college, because they've finished high school now and they're trying to get into college, but they can't because obviously Peter killed Mysterio when he didn't, and obviously his friends are with him, so they're having a problem getting into college as well because of Peter, and Peter wants to try and change that. At least for them, he wants them to go to college, and he goes and sees Doctor Strange, and he wants to reverse everything and try and let everyone forget that he is Spider-Man, because that's what ruined it for him. And obviously does that, and everything goes wrong, and then all these villains come, and they have a big fight, and they have to try and send them back. That's kind of the gist of the story. It's so good how they've done it. It's so good. Really, just the first big thing that kind of happened in the film was seeing Daredevil. Just what? Yeah, so Matt Murdock is now in Marvel. He's in the Marvel universe, and he's in a Spider-Man film. Because basically, Matt Murdock is Spider-Man's lawyer in the film, because Peter gets taken to court and that because of what had happened about Mysterio and stuff like that. And he's there with his glasses on. He's got his got his little stick, and yeah, a brick flies through the window and he catches it, and Peter's like, how the hell did you do that? So hopefully we either get a Daredevil film, or a series, or another Spider-Man film, hopefully, with Matt Murdock as Daredevil. That'd be so amazing. I'd absolutely love that. All the villains in the film: Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro, Sandman, Reptile, Lizard even, not Reptile. They are all amazing. Absolutely amazing. I wish we got to see more of the Lizard, because he didn't really have much to do in the film. I don't know, he kind of just got sent there, and then he just wanted to, I don't know, do what he wanted to do in Amazing Spider-Man 1. But in this universe, I think anyway, he wanted to just, I don't know, cause mayhem, basically. But that was kind of it. There was no real story to him being there. But everyone else kind of had their own story, in a way. No, you know what, actually, they all kind of had the same meaning. Why they're all there and what they want to do in this universe, which is obviously take over. And obviously all of them are dead. I think, did Lizard even die? I don't think Lizard even died in... No, he didn't. And the same with Sandman. So, I don't know. But obviously Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro survived. Is there any characters I'm missing out? No, there isn't. Yeah, those three obviously died, so they're obviously the big sort of characters in the film. And it's the reason why they kind of want to take over, because they got told in their past life that they died. So it's kind of like a second chance for them. And speaking of second chances, Peter wants to give them a second chance, so he makes all these devices that will help them survive, and, you know, give them a second chance at being a good person again. But obviously they all refuse, except Doc Ock. Peter fixes Doc Ock's chip in the back of his neck, and he turns into a good guy, so that's good. But can I just say, the fight between Peter and Doc Ock is amazing. So good. Doctor Strange in the film, really good as well. Obviously needed to be there. But there's nothing else to say. He just did a really good job. Yeah, Benedict did an amazing job as Doctor Strange, as always. So that's all I can say. And yeah, and then we come to the end of the film. The biggest thing that happened in the film. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire showed up in the most perfect way. I kind of like expected but not expected, because when you're watching the film, I did not expect it to happen, but then after seeing it happen, it kind of makes sense. It's such a Marvel thing how they came. It's so funny. So basically, Ned has Doctor Strange's ring, because Spider-Man and Doctor Strange had a fight over the box, because obviously Peter didn't want to send the villains back to their past life because they die, and Peter wanted to give them a second chance. So, and Doctor Strange didn't. So Doctor Strange and Peter had a fight, and Peter won and got his ring, and Ned got given it. Yeah, while Peter's on his missions, MJ and Ned are in Ned's house, and they're wondering where Peter is, because Aunt May dies as well in the film. That's another major spoiler. Aunt May dies, and yeah, they're worried about what happened because they've seen it on the news and stuff like that. And basically Ned does this thing where he's like, oh, I want to see Peter, and then a spark happens, and MJ's like, oh, do that again, and then he does the thing, and then we can see a Spider-Man in the background, and they're thinking, oh, it's Tom Holland's Peter. And oh, Peter, come on. And then Andrew Garfield walks through the portal, and takes his mask off. And watching it in the cinema, by the way, everyone loved it. Everyone's screaming, so good. And then there's a few little funny moments as well while they're talking to each other. And then Ned does it again, and then Tobey Maguire comes through. It's so nostalgic because I grew up watching Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, all the Spider-Man. I grew up watching all of them, especially Tobey Maguire. It's hard to putting them in order, but based on nostalgia, probably Tobey Maguire, then Tom Holland, and then Andrew Garfield. But Andrew Garfield is still such an amazing Spider-Man. So it's hard to really put them in a list. They're all amazing, all top tier. But yeah, they all end up helping out Peter fight off the villains and fixing them to becoming good guys again, and then sending them back to their worlds, their universes. And yeah, can I just say the interactions that all the Peters have when they're all together on screen is just perfect. It's just so perfect. There's no other way of describing it. It's just perfect. It's so good. But yeah, I mean, there were a couple things. Well, there's probably one thing that I can really think of when I watched it the second time. After Aunt May dies, it's obviously really sad and really emotional, but then it literally cuts straight to the whole Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield portal thing when they come through. So having that real emotion going on there with Aunt May, and then it just turning into something exciting, it was, I don't know, it kind of didn't feel right. I feel like there needed to be something a bit more. I think there was a perfect shot, by the way, of Tom looking at J. Jonah Jameson talking about what happened with Aunt May dying and stuff like that. And the shot is beautiful. It's him in the rain. It's just incredible. But I felt like there needed to be a little bit more than that, because literally going from that much emotion, Aunt May dying, to then seeing Peter in this just distress and just he's so down. He just doesn't know what to do. He's losing everything. And then cutting to being in Ned's house with his I think it's his mum, and then doing the poor thing, and then seeing the Peters. It was a weird jump. That's the only sort of, but obviously I didn't, the first time watching it, I didn't really notice, but the second time I kind of did. But I don't know. That's the only sort of critic I can give on the film. There was no sort of, I mean, there were kind of some sort of slow moments, but they needed to happen, and that's what's good about this film. They needed those slow moments, and then obviously the fast-paced moments. The fights are amazing, everything. It's just, yeah, that's the only sort of critic I can give it. But other than that, it is the best Marvel film I've ever seen, and it had to be a Spider-Man, and it had to be with all three Spider-Man. So yeah, there's nothing really much else I can say. Or is there? I kind of missed out the very end of the film. I didn't really speak about that when I actually recorded this video, so I'm just going to quickly talk about it now, because I'm actually editing the video now, hence why I'm like this. No, basically at the end of the film, Tom Holland's Peter asks Doctor Strange if he can do the spell properly and make it so everyone doesn't know who Peter is. So that's Happy, that's Ned, MJ, everyone who was close to him will never know who Peter is. So they'll know Spider-Man, obviously, because they'll see him swinging around and stuff, but they'll never know Peter. So that relationship between MJ and Peter's gone. Same with Ned and Happy. it was so emotional, that end bit, because it's crazy. So yeah, if they do another Spider-Man film, God knows what's going to happen. God knows, but hopefully they do another Spider-Man film, and yeah, I can see why they did that at the end of No Way Home. And then after all that as well, Peter makes a new suit, and it looks so good. And yeah, then that's the end of the film. Cool. Now let's carry on with what I was saying at the end of this video. Cheers. Just go and watch it again. But if you're watching this and I've just told you all the spoilers on the film, you need to just go see the film if you haven't seen it. Like, it's just incredible. It's an incredible film, and I'll be definitely seeing it again at some point, because it's just that good that you need to see it multiple times in cinemas. But yeah, there we go. I'm gonna end the video there. This is my last video before Christmas, so I hope you all have an amazing Christmas. There'll obviously be my 5-year anniversary video after this video on the 27th, so make sure you watch that, because that's going to be quite a long one. It's going to be kind of like this, just talking and just chilling with you guys, talking about the year and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you go watch that. But yeah, other than that, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys in my 5-year anniversary video. 5 years. Anyway, we'll get into that next week. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Go and watch Spider-Man if you haven't already. Alright, I've been Tesson, you and the viewer, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, guys.